Hi, welcome to Cooking with Meal Planning Mom, and welcome to my kitchen. So glad to have you here today to make I've already got it started. I started with a warm pan, a couple of tablespoons of vegetable oil, and I just tossed in some green onion tops and some chunks of garlic. I like my garlic chunky for fried rice. Oftentimes I'll mince it for recipes, but in fried rice I like it really chunky. And I'm going to give that a quick stir. You can probably hear it sizzling. Now garlic burns pretty fast, so you only want to let this cook about 1 minute. And if you burn your garlic, bad news, you have to toss it out and start over. Alright. Now that's just infusing my vegetable oil with the flavors of garlic and a little bit of green onions. I used about 4 ends, the white ends of the green onions. Now to that, I'm going to add 3 beaten eggs. One of my kitchen helpers beat my eggs for me. That is an excellent job. If you want your kids to help in the kitchen, let them crack eggs and beat them. So I just poured my eggs in there. And it's going to cook just like eggs do. Now while that's cooking, I want to tell you, I've got 2 cups of rice here. Actually, I've got 4 cups, but I'm only going to use 2 cups. I kind of eyeball it sometimes depending on how big our crowd is. The best thing you can use when you're making fried rice is cold rice. So if you have leftover rice, this is a great dish. Anytime you have leftover meat, this is a great dish. This rice is not as cold as I would like it to be. I didn't make it early enough, but if you plan ahead, you can make your rice early and put it in the fridge so you're ready to cook it. Alright. You want to cook your eggs till it's dry and about then. Now since we started, my fire has been on medium heat. Before I add my rice, I'm going to turn it up 1 notch from 4 to 5. Just to get my pan a little bit hotter. There's about 1 cup of rice. And that is 2. Now if you don't have a wok, a skillet works great. I just happen to have one and I like it. I like using it. But really, a skillet will work just as well. Now I'm just combining my eggs and rice. Have you ever had just plain eggs and rice? It's so good. I used to eat that as a kid. I don't know if everyone did. It just reminded me of that. Now I'm going to add my soy sauce. If you use 2 cups of rice, you want to add about a ½ cup of soy sauce. Don't make the mistake of using too much. In fact, you might want to use a little less, stir it in, and taste it and see if that's to your liking. Definitely a preference thing because it's so strong. Now a couple of variations. You can add frozen vegetables. You would want to do that before you add your rice. Sometimes if I have it on hand, I like to add a cup of frozen petite vegetables. And if your rice is cold, obviously you're going to need to cook it a little longer just to heat it through. Now I've got my soy sauce. And the last thing I'm going to add are my seasonings. Now I'm going to add about a ½ teaspoon each of ground ginger. And I'm just eyeballing it, but you can measure it if you're more comfortable. Salt. It smells so good with that ginger in it. Pepper. Now this is my secret ingredient. Don't ask. I don't know where it came from or how I decided to use it, but I'm telling you, this makes it. And this is unlike any fried rice recipe you'll find. It's a ½ teaspoon of chili powder. It gives it the best flavor. I'm going to combine those. Again, if you have leftover pork, leftover chicken, you can toss that in there. Bacon, I love bacon in fried rice. Shrimp, you can make it a meal just by adding those things. Tonight we're going to have this with our stir fry. It's gonna be so yummy. All right, I'm gonna give it a taste. Perfect. Thank you so much for joining me. You can find me at menufortheweek.com. You can find this recipe at my blog, mealplanningmom.com. Please join me again. Send me any questions you have, and I look forward to cooking with you next time. Remember, you don't have to be super mom to get dinner on the table. You just have to plan ahead. Thank you.